Hello everyone and welcome to Goodison Park. I am very, very lucky to be here today to welcome a really special guest, a man who is probably considered a club legend to many, certainly the epitome of what it is to be the fabric of Everton Football Club. He was once our bus driver, taking the team to and from their games, including 11 trips to Wembley in the 80s, before becoming our kitman. A beloved kitman at that, making sure everybody looks the part on match days, training days and beyond. This was his seat for a very, very long time here in the dugout, and I'm lucky enough to be heading into the dressing room to speak to Jimmy Martin. Enjoy the show.
Marching down the Goodison Road.
One of Britain's greatest footballers.
Sharp, what a fantastic goal! And the Evertonians have gone berserk. Oh, yes, he's got it!
One Evertonian is worth 20 Liverpudlians.
Oh, it's great stuff by Everton.
Heritage.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Everton Heritage Show, brought to you by members of the official Everton FC Heritage Society. My name's Royden and I am honoured to be sitting here in very familiar surroundings with Jimmy Martin. Thanks for
No problem.
Thanks for being here.
Pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to do something for the club. I enjoy it.
Yeah, and to be in here as well. I mean, it's an honour for me to be sitting in the dressing room, but it's part and parcel of your everyday life, wasn't it?
I know it very well. It hasn't changed much either, except for a few names on the wall.
Yeah, slightly different, slightly different names for sure. First, how are you?
I'm very well. I'm very well. Yeah, I've done really well since I've had my heart attack. I've been going to a charity in Preston North End. Moisey has helped me to do a walk for them and all that.
Yeah.
I made a few bob. Ozzy was on it and Gavin McCann was on it. You know, a few of the other lads and a few of the ground staff from Everton. So I've done that walk for them and from Preston North Ends to Goodison on the Newcastle game. Made a few. So I'm keeping myself busy. I go there twice a week. I play paddle quite a lot. You know what I mean? So.
Okay.
And we only do 3 months here now, and then we do 3 months in Spain. So we've got our place in Spain. We've had the place in Spain for 30 years, so I like to go back to Spain and play paddle every day, bit of sunshine, you know. So I've got best of both worlds.
You're managing to enjoy the retirement then, are you?
Yeah, I still keep my eye on the games and things like that. I've actually got a little bar in our village where my house is, and it's called the Portobello. And the Portobella's got like a few Everton crests up and a few things that I've took over for them, you know what I mean? So
You're making it into an Everton bar everywhere
there's quite
you go.
a lot of Evertonians from the village, or the next village. They all come in, we all get and watch the game. So it's a good afternoon.
Brilliant. Are you missing the game? Are you glad to be retired, or are you still, do you still get that itch at a weekend and on a match day?
You still get the itch before the games. You know, it's in your blood, innit? Everton's in your blood. Once you've been in this club, you never leave it. So I do look forward to the games, and I do look forward to getting in the bar now and watching the games, you know what I mean? And I've got a bar at the back of my house with all my memorabilia from all over the years, and all the lads come round and we get the girls, they cook us all our food and all that. So I've got best of both worlds.
Any interesting bits of memorabilia? Have you taken stuff home, have you?
I've got quite a lot of stuff. I've got some from Tim Cahill, cut glass, and I've got some from Stephen Naismith. I've got the Roma one, though. I've done the Roma game dinner, so I've got a few things from that. I've got things from all over the place. I've got all the pictures from. I was on 28-team photographs, so I've got a good collection, really.
28-team photographs. That's
so
amazing. And you mentioned there the Roma game. I mean, of course, we're coming almost up to date here. This would be your one and only game at the Hill Dickinson.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
So you were allowed
I spent
to be
2 days with the lads, and fantastic 2 days. You know,
and you were the kitman for Reedy, weren't you?
I was the kitman for them, and then I went down to Finch Farm and sorted all the kit out before we took it to the stadium and all that. We had a great couple of days, and Andy, the lad who took on part-time, who's still there now, he gave us a great lift as well. So that was fantastic. Reedy was. Well, Peter Reedy's Reedy, innit? I've known Reedy for all these years, so class man. Nice
to be back involved, for sure. Yeah, lovely. Well, I mean, obviously, a lot of people will know your face, as you say. 2018 photographs. You've been sat on the in the dugouts for the majority of that time as well, besides many managers. I just want to ask you a little bit about the man behind Everton in a way. You know, where did it all start? Because we know that you became the bus driver, but were you a football fan as a kid? Were you an Evertonian as a youngster, or what's your story?
Yeah, I was a football fan as a kid. I watched the 1966 Cup final at Everton, and ever since then, really, I was only young then, I've really supported Everton, and especially when I got the job at Eastway, and they had the Everton contract, I couldn't wait to get on that. And when the lad from Everton retired, I was offered the job, and it's the best move I've ever made in my life.
Yeah, I bet.
And to be a part of the 80s, driving a team bus to Wembley 11 times.
Yeah.
You know, it was fantastic. And probably if we hadn't got banned out of Europe, we'd probably be more than 11.
Who knows?
But,
yeah, you could have been bringing a few more trophies back with you on them buses.
That's things I like that, you know what I mean?
And we're certainly well on our way to Wembley now, down the M40. We've had a change of plan. We were going down the A40, but we've switched routes now, so I hope the driver knows where it's going. Kevin Ratcliffe alongside me here, the Everton captain. The card school already underway. How are you getting on, Kevin?
Not too good at the moment. No, Sharpie seems to be raking in all the morning. So,
how does the mood of the party compare? Because you're on this route, just a few weeks ago?
it's pretty much the same, really. You know, nothing's changed. The same sort of preparation as before. You know, and I think we're all sitting in the same seats, actually.
I remember the Milk Cup, and it was absolutely superb. All the way on roads, and they were all waving and shouting and whatever. And we're looking forward to it.
Your players
I'll have to wake
around
them up
you
in a little
are
while.
yawning at the moment. I mean, they really are a hard lot to control, Howard. You've done a good job, I think, really.
There'll be no problems. I mean, it's part of the build-up. I mean, they've been relaxed. At the same time, they know what job they've got to do today.
Anyone see me pants?
We're now just, I would think, a couple of miles or so from the stadium, perhaps even less now, looking out the window. There's plenty of blue and white hats around. I haven't seen too many Watford supporters at the moment, Howard.
It was very similar at the Milk Cup, actually. We couldn't see many red and white either. But no, they'll have their our fans are really looking forward to it, and I'm sure that they see it as the first opportunity since 1968 to win the FA Cup.
Your memories flow back to your appearances in the Cup finals as a player. I wonder what the journeys were like in those days of the Cup final.
Well, very similar. What amazed me was the return journeys. You know, I haven't been on the successful side yet in the FA Cup, but what we're doing is now we're looking forward to today and hope it's successful.
The chap out there wants to hitch a lift. Have we got any room on the coach?
I mean, look at them. I mean, the players have really got a very close affection with the fans, and I think that more than anything, they'll want to do it for them today.
There's a story of one chap who was queuing this week. It was asked how long he'd been queuing, and he said 14 years.
That's right. He's queuing for his ticket. I mean, they've got a tremendous sense of humour. Tremendous. No, as I say, they've been waiting for so long, and we want to provide it.
But I enjoyed driving a team bus. I tried to learn Neville South how to drive the bus in the car parks in the morning.
Yeah, teaching him how to. I suppose, that sounds a bit surreal. Teaching Neville Southall to drive a bus.
I've got to admit, I've met some fantastic people, fantastic friends. I still speak to a lot of them now. Some good managers, not many bad ones.
Yeah.
So no, I've had a really good, as they call it, Jimmy's journey.
Yeah.
I've done the walk for charity. So Jimmy's journey has been a great journey.
Yeah.
Really.
Absolutely. I mean, we'll get on to a little bit about the managers and a few relationships shortly. But you mentioned to me before about the reason I brought up before Everton, painter and decorator. Were you?
Yeah. I started at 15, painter and decorator for a company in Rainford, which is part of Merseyside now. I used to bike it in the morning, 6:30 to St Helens, because we had the St Helens Borough Council contract. These kids of today, they don't know the ball, man.
Yeah.
You know, there was no like plastic windows and plastic. They were all wood, and they all had to be rubbed down and painted. No, it was a hard job. I worked till about 23, 24. The money was terrible. So then I started to do the driving then. So I started driving lorries and things like that. Then I got my HGV. I started driving heavy goods. Then I got offered to drive on the buses in Wigan, because I couldn't afford a house in Rainford. So we moved to Wigan to get a cheaper house, and then I ended up getting a job with Eastways, who was in Ashton and Makerfield, and we lived in Ashton and Makerfield for a while, and then I got the Everton contract, so that was great.
Yeah, and the rest is history.
When I'd done the Everton contract, I wasn't just doing the first team, it was the A team, the B team, the reserve team, so I knew everybody at the club, from the kids coming through to the directors used to travel with us and all that as well, so we had some great times, even with the directors. There was a couple of really directors I was really close to, like Jack Search. I was close to Jack Search because he was a funny man, and I mean a funny man.
I was going to ask about the kind of the relationships you have with people as a bus driver, because I was curious as to whether there was a bit of a, I mean, it certainly doesn't sound like it, but whether there was a disconnect between the driver and the players, or whether you're on the bus with them, if you know what I mean, like you're part of that environment. Does anything stand out about that kind of, that time, about, you know, making the connections on the bus themselves?
The one thing about our Kendall wanted and made sure that you were all together, where you were a bus driver, whatever you done in the club, where you was a cleaner, you were part of that club, and they looked after. And by God, he did look after me, Howard. He was class from day one until he actually finished. And you know, rest in peace, Howard, because you were a magnificent man.
Yeah, was it a case of treating everybody kind of thing, setting those standards?
Yeah. His man management was second to none, and there's been a few come after him with man management. It's a lot different now than when I first started at Everton. You can't do things like you used to do. Telephones have ruined the game as well, you know what I mean? But we had some great times, you know what I mean? You go away to Cyprus, now they go to America, they go to Australia and places like that. It was all like you go to Ireland. That was just start your pre-season, you know, or you go to like Chilwell up the hill or Crocky Park, you know what I mean? And now they go to America and all over the world trying to do pre-season.
All over the place.
You know, so it's a lot harder now than it used to be. But when I started at Everton, they never had a kit room. It was all done by the apprentices. So I changed everything when I got in there. I changed it to get an outside laundry to do all the training kit and the match kit. So the apprentices, I had them doing all the jobs. I would just say, don't take any messing off them, any problems with them. And I learned a lot of Howard Kendall. He made me strong. He made me treat people the way they should be treated. And if they didn't treat you right, let them know that they weren't treating you right. You know, he was class, Howard. I learned so much of him. Colin Harvey, Terry Darricott. Terry was the funniest man in the world with Mike Lyons. So I've met really good people, you know, through the history of the club, you know, which I've enjoyed every minute of it. And still think about like the days with Terry Darricott, and you know, they were just good people.
Yeah, I mean we've heard the stories about the '87 bus trip. You know, the famous journey back from Norwich.
I had lumps on my head that night. Darricott hit me with a mic on the head.
Yeah, what was it he called it? Champion Radio or something like that. He called it when he was talking on the bus. So those stories have of course been told a few times. Like,
30 miles an hour on the motorway on the M6. You know, them were the days, weren't they?
And being asked to slow down even then, I believe. Yeah. But was there any others? I mean, maybe any other particular journeys that stand out, or any other moments from being the driver? Because I mean, obviously, these journeys happen every week, don't they?
We went to Wembley, and our club doctor was the nicest. In fact, he was too nice. Doc Irvin, he was too nice. And John Bailey was a comic. John Bailey was like a hypo. He was up and down. He was like always had to do something. So we're driving along. We got stuck on the motorway on the M1. So we're driving along. The next thing he went, open the door. So I opened the door, and there's a lorry at the side of us. So he's put the doc's shoes on this lorry. So we're driving along, and he goes, "Hey Doc, I'm sure they're your shoes, you know." and the doc's trying to get out, but I've got the thing here, so he can't get out, you see. So the next thing, he's up and down the motorway trying to get these shoes off because we're moving up and down. It was just hilarious how they cut his tie. If he fell asleep, they cut his tie off him and all that. They picked on it. I felt sorry for the doc because they picked on him all the time, you know what I mean? But he was a great lad.
Yeah.
Still keep in touch with him.
Good, I'm glad to hear it.
I seen him the other night when I got that watch for the 80s. He was there. He looked good.
Yeah. That's the 1985 gathering, wasn't it?
I mean, to get a watch for that, you know, it was fantastic for me to get a watch for that. But when you look at it, the things I've done through the 80s, I think I deserved it.
It's about time you had something
for
to
all
show
the stick I took as well. You know what I mean? Because they used to give me a hard time. Some of the players Neville give me a hard time.
Did he?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then he got a sidekick, Peter Beasley. He was another one. He used to like.
Were they like thick as thieves kind of thing?
Great two
Those
lads.
two. Yeah.
And when everybody used to go out for the drink and all that, never didn't drink. Peter Beasley never drunk. They made sure we got home. You know what I mean? They were there to get the taxis.
They're the designated driver for the bus driver. You mean?
They were class.
Yeah.
Class, you know. So, and to see Neville last week and have a few little memories of, it was brilliant.
Yeah,
It's never changed.
I'm glad you're still kind of treated as a part of that, because the club could so easily have said, oh, well, here's the 11 on the pitch, and that's that.
Yeah.
But it's good to see that they're still including the extended family, as
we,
it were.
we didn't have many bad times them days. Everybody looked after each other. And I mean looked after each other.
I think that's very much the ideology that's been set at that time.
And when we got to Belfield, they'd get off and players would pick the bags up, players would help pick a skip up. You wouldn't get that nowadays. No, they've got their headphones on and they don't care about, what I mean?
They expect
different
people to
days,
carry their own.
different
Someone else
days.
to carry their bags nowadays.
And I'm just glad to see Moisey back, because Moisey will put more back into it. He'll get them doing the right thing. So I'm working with him for 13 years, and what a good manager, what a good man. He's a bit like Howard. His man management is class. Alan Irvine, another man of class. You know what I mean? So they've got the right people working with them.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear you say that, because I certainly feel like that as a fan to see. Everton lost their way a little bit over the last decade, and it felt like to bring David Moyes back, particularly for the last season here. Last season at Goodison, the first at Hill Dickinson. It does feel like we're in safe hands, and he's Everton, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? Like he's not a Benitez, he's not a Ronald Koeman.
People only Evertonians know how good this club is. People from other clubs, when I used to go to like Manchester United, I'd go to Manchester, I'd go to all these, like Tottenham, they were nothing like this club. Nothing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Never. I mean, when the kitmen used to come to Everton, I made sure they had something to eat, they were looked after, and I was called the godfather of all the kitmen. Yeah. Because I looked after them, and that was the way I worked. I loved the players, but I never looked after players like I'd look after the cleaners and I'd look after the girls in the kitchen and all that. They're the ones I looked after. Because the players look after themselves, you know what I mean? They've got their nice house and nice cars and all that.
Yeah, they've got the big wage packet.
Yeah, you look after the right people. And that's why I got a lot of respect in the club.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it showed as well, for your longevity speaks for itself. The fact that you were around for, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong here, you we're here for the tenure of 18 Everton managers, if you include the interims.
No, I don't have to include them.
No?
I don't count.
So it's 20 then? Yeah.
I had Howard twice, didn't I?
Of course, yeah, Howard twice.
And I had Mike Walker. I mean, Mike Walker was a nice fella, but not a very good coach. He was more interested in the sun and taking us to an ice cream parlour.
Yeah, that was the pre-season tours were nice though.
Well,
I bet,
that was his downfall.
yeah, less concentration on the pitch, I suppose.
I remember going back from Leeds and we got beat 3-0. And the stereo system and the television system was over his head at the front of the bus. And I remember Graves Stewart walking down and putting a record on, Under Pressure. I remember him tapping his fingers on the thing to the song. He didn't know that he was the one that was under pressure, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there was a good fella. I've got nothing against him.
Yeah. I mean, with regards to managers, obviously with having seen so many come through the doors here and have so many different kind of routines and attitudes, I suppose, were you able to kind of see, could you sense who was going to do all right and who wasn't going to do all right? Like, who fit the dressing room?
One thing our kind used to say to me, he says, talk to them. And he said, in a week, you'll know what they're like. And I'll tell you what, it's true. And I could say to some of these people now, he's going to be all right or he's going to be hard work. And even Tony said, you work for me, here you go. You weren't wrong about him, was you? And you're not, because football players are football players. You're never going to change them. Some are a little bit brighter than others, and some are really not bright. So you've got a mixture. So to find out who's the good ones and who's the bad ones, it doesn't take long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
they show themselves quite quickly, I assume, in the way they talk to people, the way they are around the places. Then he stand out as, I mean, obviously you've just mentioned David Moyes as being, exceptional. Mike Walker, Walter Smith.
Walter was fantastic.
Yeah.
Walter was one of the best I've worked with. Walter and Archie Knox. I still speak to Archie Knox to this day.
Yeah.
And the day Walter passed away, I had a tear in my eye because he was a fantastic fella. He just didn't have the right people at the club. Mr. Johnson wasn't the nicest fella. He promised him everything and give him nothing really.
Yeah.
But they were really good people, and they brought some decent players in, Ollie Decor and things like that. After that, they brought some good people, but didn't have the money.
Yeah, bad timing, I suppose,
yeah,
wasn't it? Yeah.
I felt so sorry for Walter and Archie, because I tell you what, they spent plenty of hours at the training ground, which was Belfield.
Yeah,
they worked hard on what they had. Chris Woods was a great goalkeeping coach, played for England so 70 odd times. He's with Scotland now, so he had some good staff. And he looked after his staff. That was one thing he did, and Archie did.
It was a team that was just starting off. I had a couple of new players that went on to do really well, Marco Materazzi and Olivier Decor, had come in to play for us. We were doing okay, but then Peter Johnson found himself in a situation where he had a problem with the banks, and effectively the bank came in and took over the running of the club.
It just seemed to be in a constant state of flux. But I always felt, in the dressing room, it was normal and it was well managed, and Walter had that calming authority that just, regardless of the chaos that was going on round about the club, in that sort of inner sanctum and stuff, it was always all about the football.
He'd certainly left his mark, although it mightn't have been with trophies, but he left his mark on the football club and on the people, on the staff who worked there. Certainly on the players who played under him. Everyone's got nothing but good words to say about him.
It wasn't the best of times to be there on a financial basis. As a club, they're a fantastic club. It was a great 4 years, and as I say, they have fantastic support. They're proper footballing people.
We went to the Lake District one weekend. We went up on the Friday, and we thought, this is going to be great, this. He had us on rowing boats. We had all snags on our hands, blisters on our hands, because we were working our hand trying to beat each other on these boats. He had us on bikes, and he had Joe Yobo and Yakubu. They couldn't ride a bike, never rode a bike in their life to get falling off the bikes.
Wow.
But that's the fun of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And then
it's
the next
team building, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a team building. And then the next day, all the wives come up, and we had a boat, a canal boat, in the Lake Windermere with a few drinks, a few beers, and then we'd have a party at night and everybody would have a sing song. That was team building. They don't see any like that nowadays. You know what I mean? And I think Moyes might bring that back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's the way he works. And Walter used to do it. He used to love it. I would loved anything like that. He loved a day out, a Chinese with the lads and things like that. If you got beat on a Saturday, you were going to Chinese on a Tuesday with Howard.
That was Howard, yeah.
That was Howard's.
That was his routine, wasn't it? You've all got to be there. I think. Do you think we've lost with the modern day? Do you think we've come away from that a little bit now, or to put the question a little bit better, do you think we need more of that kind of team building stuff?
Yeah.
Have you seen in more recent years, I suppose, in the post David Moyes last time around, really, I suppose things from the outside look like they'd slipped a little bit, standards slipped, and the kind of carousel of managers it felt a little bit like we were losing touch with what Everton's kind of, let's use the word heritage is, what our identity is, and what it means to be Everton. Did you feel that on the inside, or? Yeah,
I mean, the longer the years went on, you could see it was going to change. It was changing and changing and changing. And once they brought the mobile phones out, it totally changed everything. Because the players couldn't go out, they couldn't do anything, they couldn't say anything. Yeah. So that was a change. I'm not saying it was sort of better, because I don't think the football nowadays is as good as when I first started at Everton. Yeah. You can't put a tackle in now, you can't even pull someone's hair now.
Tell me about it.
So everything's, I mean, I know life changes as it goes on a bit, but it's not as good as days now as it was when I first got into football. Because when I started at Everton, we were in the first division then, we weren't in the Premier League. That didn't come till 3 years later. But even the Premier League, I look at some of the things in the Premier League and I can't believe what I'm seeing. You know, the way that we're getting treated, like Forest got treated, and I should be saying things like that, but it hurts me to see that we get so many points knocked off, Forest get points knocked off, Chelsea get a fine, Man City don't even get anything. You know what I mean? That hurts me.
It's not the
say, you know, they're picking on the lower clubs and looking after the bigger clubs, and that's I don't like that side of it.
No, I'm sure. I know nobody does, unless you're a City fan. Obviously, you're all right with it if you're a City fan.
But no points deduction for Chelsea. That to me it hurts.
No, absolutely.
You know, to know that
double standards.
What we've gone through, because they could have relegated us. All right, they give us 2 points.
They tried. 2 point deductions.
But they tried to put us down, and they have done since.
So you were, of course. I mean, we're kind of bouncing around chronologically all over the place here, but since you bring it up with the point deductions and the relegation season, or the relegation battle that season, I should say, there was one player in particular. There's a few. I love Jordan Pickford. I think he's one of the greatest players, certainly of my generation.
Still speak to him regularly.
A legend, if it's allowed to be said. You know, I think he's one of the reasons, if not the reason, that we stayed up, and he's kept us as a Premier League team.
He is number one England, and he deserves to be number one England, and he's a great lad as well. So, all respect to him. He deserves what he's got.
We owe him a lot. But I think the other one was Richarlison. And I know that you had a bit of a personal relationship with him as well. I
loved him. As a lad.
Loved
him. I've got some nice photographs of him and all that. I've got his medal when he won his medal in the Olympics. I've got that around my neck.
Have you really?
So I've got pictures of that. So I love Richie. He's good. I believe that he didn't have a very good upkeeping. So me coming from like lower class people, if you want to say, to see someone like him, they're going to be the one you're going to look after, are they? You know, and I like Richie. Didn't like him giving his shirts away all the time. I used to have more arguments about that. I hated players giving shirts away.
You
know, because I had to make them. I was the one who made all the shirts.
I'm curious. See, this is a whole different side of this conversation now. Is that, you know, the job itself, you know, the actual arranging of the kits and how things changed on that side. Because of course, you know, if we are comparing back to the 80s or the early 90s. You know, you get what you're given, I assume, don't you? You know, you've got much more strict. You go, here you go, there's your shirt, put it on, get out there. You know, whereas nowadays, I think of players like, Idrissa Gueye, for example. He has his, he wears the tights, doesn't he? And then other players have got undershirts. Some have got cut socks.
Yeah, but he never had tights when I was there.
Well, this is what I mean. You know, it all.
I wouldn't have given them.
Would you not? No.
No. Some of the young kids used to come in and go, "Can I have a rain jacket?" I put my hand out the back of the door of the ticket room, shaking about. No, lad, it's not raining. Off you go.
That's right. Off you pop. I mean, so you were responsible for every little detail, weren't you?
Everything.
Terms of. So do the players themselves come to you and say, "This is how I like my kit"?
What I do, we used to do pre-season, we'd go, "What do you want?"
At the beginning of the season, like, this is for the year.
We didn't believe in making a wet top, a sweat top, a team. We'd ask you what you want, and we'd mark it up. And if they wanted any extra, they'd come and tell us. But whatever they wanted was in their kit. Even if it was a nice day, we'd still put the half zip out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so they had their...
Yeah, and then when they go out to train, anything that was clean, we'd be picked up and put in the pigeonhole. So it was never like washed twice, you know what I mean? But if it's in the summer, you'd only do 2 of them, and then because you change your kit halfway through the season, don't you? So it was all changed. I mean, years ago you had to have what you had, and that was it.
Yeah, your shirt lasted a full season. Didn't it?
I mean, when I first started, they had nothing. We used to go down to a laundrette, and some of the stuff used to come back was still damp. So we had a dryer.
Or half the size.
So once we started getting our own laundry, and then the YTS lads would all sit on the wall waiting for the laundry coming in, and they'd get their own gear out. Because I used to do 3 players, and I'd give 3 players I give the good kids good players,
Yeah.
and the bad kids bad players. As simple as that. You know what I mean? When I say good players, looking after them at Christmas.
Yeah, disciplined.
You know,
right, yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
So,
sort them out.
if you look after him,
Yeah,
he'll look after you at Christmas. And if you don't look after him, you'll get nothing as well. So, and the older, like the Billy Kenny was hard work, and
Was
I mean
he?
hard work.
Yeah.
Great lad.
Yeah.
I had Billy as my foreman
Right.
because he was a bit of a little bully, Billy, but he'd get the jobs done.
Yeah.
So I'd give him a couple of trackies and a couple of little bits of maybe a pair of trainers, and he'd make sure that's done, for sure. And I used to go around like that on the top of the things to make sure they were clean and all that.
Yeah.
I'd keep them back for an hour, you know, little things like that. There's none of that today.
Yeah.
There's none of it. And if the kids come from the academy at the start of the season, I'd sit them all in there and I'd go, right, dirty boots in the bin. I'll put them in the bin.
Yeah.
Dirty laundry, fine £20. It's going to the hospital. And I'd so they'd make them put the kit the right way in. And when I'd go down the laundry and I'd check the kit, and the girls would go, such a buddy, wrong way round. So I'd go back to him, right, you're 20 kid, bring it in tomorrow. And it'd go in the money for the hospital. Or Zoe's place. We used to, that's how we used to work.
That's how it should be, though, isn't it? I think
that is respect. To me, that was respect.
Yeah.
And to get respect, you had to give respect. So I would look after some of the players who did the jobs and things like that. I'd give them the good players and all that. And that's how I used to work.
Yeah. What about in terms of, because as you say, respect's such a huge thing at most clubs, but especially at Everton. And as you say, you got the youngsters like raising them well.
Yeah.
What about the first team? Did we have any, not to say bad eggs, any pains, any never looked after his kit, always, or did that discipline and that?
The worst player I've
respect?
ever had at the club, Dutch lad, Raymond Achterveld, remember him?
Achterveld, I remember the name, yeah.
Raymond Achterveld. He was a horror.
Really?
Yeah. And I remember a Dutch coach saying to me, he said, Jimmy, in Holland, he said, we have good and we have bad. We don't have in between. So he was bad, right? So he used to come in with all fancy belts and all that, showing all the kids off and all that, like this is £100 belt and all that. And he wasn't liked. He wasn't liked by the kids. Hated him. He used to throw the slips on the floor instead of putting it in the laundry bin and that.
Yeah, ill-disciplined.
And so I used to pull him. I went, I'm not being funny, Raymond, but if you don't put your gear in that bin, I'll sort you out. So one day, I've done a few like this, by the way. So one day I put some deep heat in his slip. So the next day, all they could hear is just going on and on and on and on. And he actually had his leg in the thing.
Yeah.
They were red as a beetroot. But I thought, I've taught him a lesson. If you throw it on the floor,
again.
And I've done a few like that, you know what I mean? I've done Alan Myers like that as well.
Did you?
Oh, I've done a few. Yeah.
I spoke to Alan recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you done a story about him? Go on. What have you done him as well?
Well, Alan Myers wanted to play in our staff team because I used to be the manager of the staff team because I used to play. So I was like, we used to bring local teams in all the time, or we bring Umbro in, or we bring different with Nike. If it was with Nike, we bring their teams in, and we play them on a Friday night before home games. So Myers has gone, please, can I play? Because I was a striker, and he wanted to play up front. So I said to Jimmy Comer is our masseur.
Yeah.
His daughter is Jodie Comer.
Of course.
So Jimmy said, we need to do, deep heat. Get the deep heat in his slip. So we give him the slip, say, go and warm up outside before, to la. Next thing, we're going out to play. He's running in, and he's like, oh, it was that, and I mean his legs and all that. I put too much deep heat in it, and it burnt it all and all that. You know what I mean? And he was still in the sink when we finished the game after an hour and a half. So Myers never asked anymore.
Oh, poor lad. Poor lad.
He was great, Myers. He was a funny fella. And he had a new porter cabin built in Finch Farm, but he had it built, and we had like a little area as you come into Belfield. Sorry, it was Belfield. As you come into Belfield, we had this little area, and he used to put this pre-built thing he had, and he had 2 doors on it. So Dave Watson was the captain then. So Dave Watson opened the 2 doors, and run, because that was part of the run where they used to run. So they used to run right through the middle of his office, all the lads and all that. And Myers used to go, oh my God. He used to get hammered at.
Yeah, I can imagine there's a few
Dave
characters.
Watson was cruel. He was
cruel, did you say?
Oh, he didn't care about you, Waggy. He was not cruel. What I'm saying is a wind-up merchant. Oh, a massive wind-up merchant. I remember, might as well tell you the story as well. He's done Dave Watson's office. Dave Watson was here, Archie Knox was here. So he's cleared all Dave Watson and threw her on the floor. So somebody said, Myers has done your dream. So he's gone up to the room and done Archie's. So Waggy's threw Archie's on the floor as well and gone said to Archie, well, come and have a look what Myers has done to our room. So Archie's like gone berserk. And he's after Myers, but he's took it serious, Archie. So Myers has come back down to the shop here.
Oh God!
And the girl said, "There's someone in the reception." Myers cleared off. He thought Archie would come to get him, but they couldn't do that now. They couldn't do them days now. You know what I mean?
No.
Some of the things.
How times change.
Yeah.
So when Everton are on like a European game, European tour, maybe pre-season. Tell me about the logistics of it. So you're not going to drive the coach everywhere, surely?
Well, some places you can go to, you can have 2 or 3 games. If you go to America, you can have 2 or 3 games. So you've got to like work it out how many training sessions you're going to have. So I'll sit down with the manager and we'll discuss how many training sessions we have, how many games we play in, who we're playing in. So as soon as he tells me who we're playing in, I get on to them. I don't deal in computers and things like that. I phone them up personally. So I'll go like, we're going to play in this colour. What's your colours? What's your home colours? So if he says they're playing in blue, we'll play in our away kit. And all these 3 kits that they have nowadays, I can't work it out.
Yeah.
You know, if you get 2 kits, it's completely different.
Different colours, that'll do.
You know all the kits who are in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So if you get 2 kits, it's completely different. Why do you need 3 and 4 kits? I just can't work it out.
What about like the actual travel logistics? Do you take? Because I know obviously an away game within the Premier League, you're taking shed loads of stuff, aren't you? You know, like multiple kits.
If we do Europe, we send a van. Because if we do Europe in pre-season, what we do, we take all our training kit in packets, everything, straight into the van. Heat machine into the van, all the numbers and letters into the van. So we've got everything that we have our training ground at the hotel. And then as soon as the manager names the team, I'll put the numbers on the back of the shirts. We'll only play with the numbers. We won't put names on the back. We'll just play with the numbers so that we're not ruining shirts. Because otherwise, you can give someone a shirt, he might be gone the next week. Same with the training kit.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then if anybody come and we had a number 6, you're a number 6 lad, because that's your size.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how you worked it, you know what I mean? So,
old school.
It's all, I worked on all old school.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe in a lot of this new school works. You know, you'll see a lot of people going back to old school now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, best way to do it.
And it's the same, like, I speak to all the kitmen and I used to ring up and say, right, what are you playing in? What's your colours? Even if I knew the colours. And he'd go, well, our goalkeeper is going to be green. Okay, we'll put ours in orange. Do you know what I mean? So, you knew that you were completely different from them.
Yeah.
You know, you'd look at the referee, what colour the referee is. Because them days, they were all black.
Yeah.
They always wore black.
Yeah.
So
stupid that they ever changed that, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't help
Same
anyone.
with the team sheet. I'd do the team sheet. I'd fill it all in, put the colours in and all that, sign it, give it to the referee. The referee would tell me what I need. I'd come back and speak to the manager. The referee wants this, the referee wants that. So I knew all the referees, the lot. And I mean, we had like referees who'd come say, you couldn't sort us a signed shirt out after, could you? So I'd get a signed shirt for him and put it under his clothes, you know, little things like that. Because it was all part of the job.
Another little, there's so many threads to pull at, isn't there, after all of these years. A young lad that from my generation that I grew up watching and that the country is very grateful for. There's a story that you were responsible for getting a young lad in the early 2000s to training that became England's greatest goal scorer, Wayne Rooney.
I remember Colin Harvey, he was about 13, Wayne, and Colin Harvey said to me, come and have a look at this kid in the gym. So I went looking at this kid. He said, this kid will play for England and he'll play for Everton first team. He's 13. He was playing in the under-16s. He was Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
And when we signed him for the first team, I used to pick him up at home. Or he'd get in the car and I'd go, what did you do last night? And he'd go, nothing. And that was it. That was all you got out of Wayne. He was dead shy kid, but he was football mad. And I used to give him a bag of balls and used to take them home, and he'd come in the morning and say, I've got this our woman, she's took one of our balls and put a knife through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he was a great lad. And I'll tell you what, when we done his testimonial at Old Trafford, he come in to that dressing room and gave me a watch from his own, and I've still got it.
Did he really?
You know, it's all engraved. It's in a beautiful box, a Hublot watch, and you know, that's Wayne Rooney.
What a lovely gesture that is.
Great lad. He was a great lad, and I've still text him now and again. He'll text me back. You know, he doesn't say much, Wayne. He never has.
He doesn't. Yeah.
But he's brilliant. What a player.
Well, to think, I mean, you know, of all the things that you're responsible for, if he never got to training all them years ago,
what a player. What would Everton be like with him?
Yeah, with him, absolutely.
That's
I mean, he saved us in a way by leaving, unfortunately, when the finances weren't great. But God, what a different team we could have had.
We've had some great players, by the way.
Yeah.
We have had some good players, and I mean some good players.
Who are your favourites? Do you have favourite players, like favourite footballers?
Sharp is one of my favourites. Snods, Diamond, because they were all there when I started. I still speak to all them all the time. I've had loads of Gary Speed.
Yeah.
Kanchelskis. I used to love Kanchelskis.
Yeah.
Because he was a smoker. No one knew about his smoker, but we knew he was a smoker. And when we used to go away on a Friday night, he'd go, Jimmy. And remember Embassy cigarettes?
Yes.
Well, he'd go and get me 20 Embassy cigarettes and a lighter. So we just go and get a little cheap lighter and 20 cigarettes for him. Because we knew we were keeping the change. And that was our beer. That was our beer money. It was only about £3 for that then. You know what I mean? So we had like about 17 quid to spend on our ale. You know what I mean? So he was great. And here's another one, Yelovich. He was another smoker. He was another one. He used to give us money. Yeah, I met some great lads, haven't I? Really.
Yeah.
You know, I've had a great journey, as you can call it.
Absolutely. Well, that's the thing. I mean, I think about every single different year. There's another different player, isn't there? Who's like, who could be a character or for good or bad reasons.
So sad about Gary Speed, because Gary Speed was. I broke my heart in Manchester Airport one day. One of the lads has gone, your mate's on the telly. I didn't even say who it was, and it's come breaking news. Gary Speed has committed suicide. We were going to America at the time. We were going to Dallas in Texas.
Is that with the club?
That was with the club, pre-season. And even sitting on the plane, you're just thinking about all the times you've had and things like that, you know what I mean? I broke my heart about him because he was a great lad. And so did Graves Stewart, we were close. Paul Gerrard, we were very close, the four of us.
Things happened so quick. On the day, I didn't really think about scoring. I just wanted to get a result, and it was just nice that I got on the score sheet.
Well, what will you remember of that day? What will you remember of your debut? I mean, it was all about Shearer, wasn't it? It was supposed to be a big day in history and everything.
I don't really remember. These things go so quick, you don't really remember a lot of it. I just remember how well we played, and especially in the first half. And just remember the Big Dunk's performance. He was sensational that day. And everybody really, it's just everyone played well, and there was no way we were going to get beat, and that was the most pleasing thing.
Ferguson's head down, hit Speed! And Gary Speed, the lifelong Evertonian, scores for his team.
I've heard did you used to holiday with him?
Yeah.
Gary Speed,
We used to go. Gary had a mate who had a little hotel in Portmanus, and we used to go there every year. And we stayed in this little hotel. Me and James Stewart would room, and Paul and Speedo would room. And we'd have some great times, you know what I mean? I remember people who live around who know that area. There's the Sinatra bar, we'd go in there and have a few drinks. And there's a Navy club at the back. Paul Gerrard, he wasn't the brightest Paul Gerrard. Because when we first got our T-Mobile phones, we had to fill a form in. And everybody's put the jobs. He's put goalkeeper. Instead of putting professional football, he's put so that summed him up. So we go into this Navy club and Speedo's gone, Jez, what are you having? Jack Daniels on the rock, no ice. We just fell on the floor laughing. We just fell on the floor laughing because no ice. Ice is. But he was a great lad, Jez.
Brilliant.
And so was Diamond. Diamond's never changed. I still speak to him regular. Pretty. If there's any funny little videos I've got, I send them to him and nods, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're very close.
That's good. I'm glad that you've still got those connections with the club and
still
and
speak
with the
to
players.
to Pickford. He still texts me now and again, you know what I mean?
Good.
So, Seamus, I still speak. Moisey, I speak to.
Yeah. Seamus doesn't surprise me.
No.
I get the impression he'd stay in touch with everybody, you know. Yeah.
Well, I do a lot of paddle in Spain, and the people from the paddle club are really fanatical football, and they wanted to watch a Premier League game. So I got Jonathan Williams to sort me 3 tickets out for these Spanish people. So we come to the game, and I took them. We stayed in the Amelia Hotel, which is a Spanish hotel in town. Fantastic. We had a great weekend, and Moisey I took them to the training ground. Moisey, we had our dinner with Moisey and the lads and all that, and they brought a paddle club with Moisey's name on it and all that. So we had a really good day. Then I took him to Howard Street after the game, and I met Joe Park and a few of the lads and all that. So they were really made up. So when I go to the paddle now, I don't pay for nothing in the paddle now. I get all my drinks free, I get my paddle free. So they call me the king of the paddle. So
I'll be the title of my video.
But these are things that you've done for, you never change. Your life never changes no matter what you do. Even if you're not there, you still do the same things that you've done for years, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a habit, innit? So, and I've kept that habit up. I've still kept the same thing, you know what I mean? I like a laugh, I like a joke, I love the banter. And kitman was just for banter. And you used to get some of the lads who come in just to get a bit of banter.
Yeah,
because we'd have a laugh.
Wow.
And that's
like a great
that's part of the
atmosphere.
club.
Yeah, it sounds like a brilliant atmosphere.
Yeah, even some of the miserable ones would come in and have a laugh and a joke with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure you can crack a smile out of a few.
It's the only time they got a laugh.
Yeah, I bet. I'm going to change the subject a little bit here. In that I've got a couple of kit issues in my memory, and I want to know if you were involved in them. Right. So first things first. Jibril Sidibe.
Who?
Jibril Sidibe.
Yeah.
Under Carlo Ancelotti.
The blue sock.
Where he's got one sock on
the
touchline.
Could you ask me about what happened with Sidibe and
You forgot the socks. New experience for me.
Whose fault was that?
It's not my fault, is it? The two socks would have been they would have been put out for him. You can't blame the kit man. We don't dress them. They dress themselves. That's their job.
Yeah.
Our job is putting the kit out for them. So that's his job.
So when he ran back down into the dressing room, his sock was in here, was it? Yeah.
Of course it was.
Of course it was.
Didn't take him long to find it, did
exactly where you left it.
Exactly.
There you go.
So I've answered that question for you.
Absolutely. The other one was similar. Neil Maupay, away at Newcastle. He comes on wearing blue socks and everyone else is wearing white ones.
Yeah, because you know why? Because he turned them upside down.
Oh, is that what it is?
The blue and the white had a white turnover, a blue turnover. Oh, okay. So instead of putting them on the right way, he's put them on the wrong way. So they look blue instead of white.
There you go.
So that's your answer.
There you go. You can't even put on a pair of socks.
I've got a name for them, but I can't say it.
Yeah.
But I've got a name for them.
Yeah, don't say it.
And I've already called them that themselves personally. So.
Yeah, as long as you said it to their face, it's all good. And there's one final issue that I have that I'm curious about it. I'm not going to lay blame for it, but there was a period at Everton where up front we had brilliant young striker, Romelu Lukaku, going to be the next big star. We also then bring in one of the world's best in Samuel Eto'o. Why did Aruna Kone get the number 9?
Because he probably was there first.
Is that it? Simple as that?
If he was there first, because when you come, when I start, because I used to do the squad numbers, so I'll answer the question is, he must have been there before him.
Yeah.
He must have had the number before him, and you can't change a number partway through the season.
Well, of course, yeah, not partway through the season, of course, yeah. So do the players do they pick their own number, whatever's available, or are the numbers designated by the club?
No. We asked them. I have a squad list, and I'll show them the squad list. That's available. That's available. That's available.
Okay.
And if you want number 9 and it's not available, you can't have it.
Yeah, fair enough.
So then I go to the gaffer, who's Moisey or Howard or whoever it is, and go, he's going to be number 9, or he's going to be number 7. So I give all the squad numbers out. So most of these numbers that you see, like Dwight McNeil's got 7, I give him that. Do you know what I mean? You try and give them the number they want, But if you haven't got it, you have to pick something else.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. It's something I always thought that could have been a real, the kit sales
And by
in the
the way,
shop, you know.
When we went to Atalanta with Samuel Eto'o, and I put him right in his place.
Did you?
Yeah, because Tony Sage just come to me and went, go and have a look in the shower. Samuel Eto'o took his shorts off, his slips off, his t-shirt off, and left him in the shower. So Jagielka was sitting there, Eto'o was sitting here. So I went, Samuel, you're at Everton Football Club now. You don't leave your stuff in the shower. Put it in that skip where everybody else has put it. And he went and got it, put it in the skip, put his arms round me, and we were like that ever since.
Yeah, brilliant.
So that's
put
respect.
Him in the place.
That's respect. And I'd done it in a nice way, and even Jagielka went, well said.
Yeah, that's it. No one's bigger than the club, eh?
We're not there to lackey. We're there to work with you and we're there to help you. But you've got to help us as well, and you've got to look after the people who are doing your laundry for you. It's not their job to put your gear inside out and the right way around and all that. So and that's why I used to go down the laundry and the girls would make me a list and I'd go and tell them.
Yeah,
it's respect.
Spot on. Great story that. On the pitch, do you have any memories of Everton? Like as fans, do you remember that game? Do you remember that goal? Do you look back at Everton and your time here as being like all as a job? Do you look back at it as the job and your relationships, or do you look back and go, I was on the dugout when that goal went in?
I never look at it as a job.
Yeah.
I look at different games and go, I'm a fan. When I'm on that bench, I'm a fan. I'm looking at what's going on. I'm looking if someone's got blood on the shirt, or looking if someone's got something wrong with the boots and all that. Because I used to carry like spur studs, spanners and that in my pocket, and I'd have different things in me, and I'd look at all them kind of things. But I was a fan. I wanted us to win. I'm not a loser. Never been a loser in my life. I always wanted us to win, and I would never say Everton will get beat today. It was always Everton will do all right today. And that's the way I was. I was just the way you are, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you feel lucky then?
I've seen some fantastic games here, and I just want us to win them.
Yeah.
The Crystal Palace game. You just feel you're just full of. I can't explain it. It just gives you that feeling. Oh, so happy we got through that one. Because to be a kitman and knowing that you could be going down to the Championship, you can't sleep at night.
No, none of us
So
could.
there's many nights I've gone home and I can't sleep at night. Do you know what I mean? So that's another thing that the fans don't see.
Yeah.
Like going to Australia and you've been on a plane for 23 hours and you're training the next morning and you're working through the night after getting off a plane. And then the next day you send your laundry to a Chinese restaurant, Chinese laundry, and it comes back all creased. And you're up all night ironing it because you don't want the lads to look like a bag of rags going out the next day. People don't see all that kind of stuff. Working in a bedroom with all your skips outside in the corridor, they don't see all that kind of stuff. That's what the kitman do.
Yeah.
It's a harder job than people think it is.
I'm sure it is, especially with the such huge squads now as well.
I mean, we used to take, when I first started with two skips, and they were like wooden skips, so they'd have towels in the kits in one and the boots in the other, with the shin pads and all that, because the shin pads would be inside the boots, because your apprentice will put them inside the boots. So they had two canvas skips that we'd take, and when we dropped off at Belfield, I'd come back down here to Goodison and put the laundry in, because the laundry was here for the match kit. So that's how you worked it. So they don't realise how well off they are nowadays, you know what I mean?
Yeah. They don't know the born, as you said.
They don't know the born.
Yeah, absolutely.
I used to love working, doing the kit here, especially at Goodison where we are now. This is so many memories come back here. You know what I mean? I've seen so many cups of tea all over the floor and fighting and that. You know what I mean? Some great times I've had here.
Yeah, I bet it's special. I mean, it's really special for me to be in here.
Yeah. You're lucky to be in here.
I know. I thought one day I'll have my name up on one of these, but no, maybe not.
No, I've seen you play.
Yeah.
Not that good.
I hear you still got some keys. Am I allowed to know that?
Oh yeah, I kept all my keys.
Yeah.
I kept them in souvenirs. They're actually in one of my cabinets at home.
Yeah.
I don't know. They probably changed the lock.
Well, I'm going to ask you to. We'll have a look in a minute. How about that? Yeah. Let's see if they still work.
Yeah. So, no, it's been a great club to me. It's been an experience. No one will ever have an experience like I've had over the last 40 years.
Yeah.
And it's a credit to the football club. Worked with some great people. So, I mean, I have to tell you the story about Mr. Search, because Mr. Search was a character. Jack Search, he had a massive business. I think he still has in Liverpool. But he was in the war. He was in the Lancaster bomber in the war. So he was in the Air Force. And we go to a place in Holland, and Colin Harvey says, "Take Mr. Search's bags up." And this hotel was like a new hotel, but it's all wood, and all had wooden balconies on. So I go up to take his thing, and he walked out to the balcony and went, "There's one thing about these Germans. They can't build a concentration camp." And Colin Harvey was on the next balcony next to him. So, and we're in the bar at night. This is the character this fella is. We're in the bar at night, and I'll never forget the fella's name. His name, Herr, was Mr. in German, and his name was Herr Donker. So Herr Donker were talking about different things in Germany. So he said to Mr. Search, "Have you been to Germany before?" And Jack says, "Oh, yeah." He said, "But the last time I come to Germany was in a Lancaster bomber." You know, everybody just went, "Oh, Howard nearly drowned himself with his drink." You know what I mean? Them were the days, you know what I mean? They used to travel with us, all, you know, like the directors and all that. That's some great people.
Yeah. What great memories.
Yeah. And Colin Harvey used to say, whatever Jack Search tells you to go the other way, because he doesn't know where he's going. I love Colin. Colin was class. Colin, Terry, Mick Lyons. There were Jimmy Gabriel. We went to play in Seattle, and Jimmy Gabriel come to see us. And Jimmy Gabriel was class. He was in the 1966 Cup final. And he gave me a ring that when they won the league in America. It's got his name on it and everything. I've still got it to this day.
It's a lovely gift.
And he took us to where he lived, looking over this lake. What a man he was! What a real gentleman. And he was in charge of the reserves when I started. So got so many good people I've worked with. You know what I mean? Not many bad ones. Yeah. I've worked with some good ones.
You're very lucky.
Very lucky.
Yeah, aren't we all? Yeah. At the moment, there's been the announcement for Hill Dickinson where we're going to. There'll be statues put in place, and the first two of those statues is going to be Howard Kendall and another Dixie Dean. So I'm wondering, who would you put up?
I'd definitely put Colin Harvey there, because he spent some time at this club. He's another Evertonian through and through. And he's managed it, and he's coached it, and he's played for it. You can't get any better than that, can you?
Yeah.
And what a nice man he is as well. He's another one that his man management was class. Yeah, he would definitely be one of my favourites.
I just want to ask you one last thing in terms of, like, do you have any regrets, maybe about leaving Everton? Obviously, I know that you've left for health reasons and to enjoy your retirement and things like that, but would you have liked to go into Hill Dickinson, or are you glad that this dressing room was yours?
I'm enjoying my retirement. I must admit, I've enjoyed my time at Everton. I've done 33 years as a kitman, nearly 34. I'm looking back on. I've got loads of good memories, and I'm living on my memories, and that's good enough for me. And I went into Hill Dickinson Stadium to do the Legends game with Reedy and that. So I've done it.
Yeah.
So I've got no regrets. Get the lads doing it now, and I'm sitting back and relaxing. I think I deserve my retirement for all the years I've put in this club.
I completely agree, mate. I completely agree. I hope you really enjoy your retirement, and thanks for everything that you've done for Everton.
No problem.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Nice one. Thanks for watching, everybody. I assure you it is not lost on me the privilege that I have to be here, stood pitchside at Goodison Park. I have the whole place to myself, and to be in the dressing room with Jimmy Martin as well. Absolutely remarkable honour. As I say, it's not lost on me at all. What a great man, great stories, and an absolute treasure trove of knowledge. The housekeeping, please give us a like, a subscribe, drop us a comment, and we can send Jimmy a message for you if you like. I know he's very well loved to all Evertonians. You can find all of our work on Everton Heritage Society website, efcheritagosociety.com, where you can also find tickets for our social nights, first Thursday of every month at the Denby Castle in Liverpool. Those are also recorded and they will be released as podcasts to anybody who wants to subscribe to our Patreon account, just £3 a month to help support the media side of the Heritage Society. All the links are below. I encourage you to go and give it a read, give those lots and lots of clicks, yeah. Can you tell how lucky I'm feeling? This is great, isn't it? Look at this. It's just me here. I'm on my own. Unbelievable. I'll see you next time.
Heritage.